Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with a first impressions for Call of the Night. So I know almost nothing about this. All I know is that there's a vampire girl who looks like Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia. That's pretty much it. I've seen the opening before, but again, I don't really know anything about what the series is about. There's 13 episodes, I do know that. And it's one of those shows I've just been meaning to get around to checking out in some way, and I thought, why not do a first impressions on it? So here we are. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I've seen various anime with vampires. Obviously, you have Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate. You have Shiki, which is kind of, in my eyes, the vampire anime. And I think Monogatari has vampires, because I reacted to that one Monogatari movie and then got yelled at by everyone in the comments because I got the order wrong. It's like, you shouldn't have reacted to this. Yeah, you have to react to this other stuff first. And it's like, I didn't know. Chill. I don't even remember if that was on this channel or if that was on the old channel. I don't even remember. But I remember, like, people like were angry at me for getting to that movie before everything else. It kind of turned me off of wanting to check out anymore, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so without knowing really anything else about this, I guess we should just get into it. So when the redirect fades to black, pause. My wording is off here. When it fades to black, pause the redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. And already I'm becoming horny for another anime character. It's like the simpage continues. And, on top of that, you cannot tell me that she doesn't look like Himiko. There had to be some inspiration there, one way or the other. I don't know which came first in the source materials, but it's beyond obvious to me. But like I said in the reaction, it's mostly the voice. And I looked up her voice actress, and she's been in some other things I know of. But I wouldn't really know the voice too much. The only thing I would recognize her from, really, is she's Toka in Tokyo Ghoul. And that's it. Like, other things, like, she's Elizabeth in Seven Deadly Sins, but I wouldn't really, like, recognize her voice for that, because I've seen very little of that, and I don't wish to see more. But it's like, yeah, it's just like, she's Akame, and Akame got killed as well, which is another notable one, but her voice is very different here. Again, her performance is very breathy and just honestly very sensual. It's one of those voices that just do it for me. But I also have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, that there is some weirdness here. Because Nazuna is like, she's a vampire. She's probably hundreds of years old, or at the very least, notably older than Ko. Ko was his name, right? I think so. Either way, she would be notably older than him. And yet, it seems to be a romance, maybe even a little bit of a romantic comedy. And like, it seems like the plot is he wants to fall in love with her, and she's like, I'm not going to do anything to make that happen. That's up to you. And it's like, it's weird. It's really weird. And as I said in the reaction, it's like, it's hard to know what to think about this because of the aspect of her being a vampire, presumably immortal. Most vampires are. I mean, like, in terms of functional human lifespans. Not in terms of, like, oh, you can't kill them no matter what. No, vampires usually have some weaknesses, but I'm talking like they won't age to death. They'll just live forever in that regard. So it's like, how do you count that towards dating a human? It's always been really like a weird question to me, and it's like the question exists. Like, I know a lot of people question it about, like, Twilight, for example, because, like, in the Twilight saga at the beginning, like, Bella is 17, I believe, when she first meets Edward, and he's like hundreds of years old, and it's like, how do you quantify that and everything? It's like, it's hard. It's hard to know. I mean, I can't even, like, necessarily tell, like, how old she's supposed to look. Because to me, she looks like she's in her early to mid-20s. But with anime, it's hard to fucking tell. Because anime designs often do not look like the age they're supposed to be. Again, I think his name is Ko. Again, it's going to take a bit to know the names, but he's 14. He does not look 14. He doesn't. He looks maybe 16, I would say. When I was 14, I did not look that like that. And some people mature a little faster than others, sure, but it's like it's an anime thing, and I know a lot of anime do it. Like, Ichigo from Bleach doesn't look 15. He looks much older than that. It's an anime thing. I acknowledge that. And I'll admit, this kid looks a lot closer to his actual age than some anime characters out there. Not counting ones who are hundreds of years old, and, you know, it's just a weird aging thing with that. But, you know. But it's still, I don't know. Again, I don't know how to quantify that kind of thing. It's a mythic, like, vampires are mythical creatures and everything. It's like, do you count the age that they're supposed to be? Like, they would be, like, if they were, like, when they were turned? Do you count the age that they appear to be? Do you count... Because it's like, you also have to acknowledge that if they've been around hundreds of years, they're going to have a little more, I guess, general maturity just from living longer. They're going to have a different mindset than someone would, like, for me, example, living 31 years. A vampire who's lived 500 years is going to be very different in terms of mindset, emotional maturity, etc. than me. And obviously, maturity is a person-by-person basis. Age doesn't necessarily matter in that regard. Some younger people, even teenagers, can be more mature than a lot of older adults. But still, there's factors that go into it. And again, he's 14. He's in middle school, it said. It's like, they're not talking about necessarily, like, sex or anything, but, and it seems like his desire to fall in love with her is not really out of a desire for love, but out of a desire for living, because he feels like his life is just nothing. He has no passion, no interest. He doesn't care about love. He doesn't care about anything. He has no goals, no motivations. It seems like this is the only thing in his life that has ever given him some semblance of, you know, interest in anything. So he's kind of following that more than anything. I don't think he actually cares to love her. I don't think that's actually the thing. Now, that could change, but I don't think that's what it's going for, you know? And I'm kind of hoping that's the case, where it's not actually like, oh, he doesn't actually love her or want to necessarily love her. He just wants to live. He just wants to have some semblance of a normal life and to have some semblance of an exciting normal life. He just doesn't want to be bored all the time. He doesn't want to be emotionless all the time. And if that's the case, if that's what the point of this is, and if that's where this is going, then okay, I'm all good with that. But if it is like going in a direction to where it's like there is like going to build up an actual romance between them, it's a little weird. But again, vampires, it's always going to be weird when you factor that into account, no matter what. And it's like we see Nazuna in this is seemingly a nice girl. Like she wants to help people. She is very encouraging. She's likable. She's not bad at all. She has no ill will towards anyone from what we can tell. Like she seems like a nice girl. And the drinking blood thing was purely for sustenance, as we definitely find out. And it's just that one thing that's like rubbing me a little the wrong way. And you guys know that kind of stuff bothers me. But it really depends on where it's being taken. And also how they handle the entire situation with her being, you know, a vampire and being notably older than him. Because for all I know, this anime might go in a direction where it's like, oh, they acknowledge that. They acknowledge that a lot. Maybe they acknowledge that a lot, and it's actually a big plot point. Because in this episode, they acknowledge the creepiness factor of certain things. Unintentionally creepy, but definitely still creepy. He straight up acknowledged that things were, like, this was a little weird. This was not normal. So yeah. I'm wondering, maybe it's going to kind of give a meta take on that kind of thing. And in that case, I would be all for that. Like, kind of like poking fun at that, or even like breaking it down in a way. Like, I would be good. I would be good with that. And obviously, I do not want you to tell me in the comments below, because I do plan to continue checking this out. Because I'm curious, if nothing else. This series could just be hot trash, and I could just enjoy watching it as the hot trash it is, and acknowledging how trashy it is. It could be that kind of case. Or it could be something like Dragon Maid, where it breaks down those tropes and acknowledges how kind of dumb they are. It could be satirical like that. That could be really good and elevate it from being trash to actually something worthwhile, you know? And I want to find that out because I am interested. I am curious. And again, the visuals are strong. Nazuna is very, very hot, very pretty, like nice. There's some comedy in this and some likability, and yeah. I think that this is something that I would be okay with continuing. And that doesn't mean I'll necessarily get through all 13 episodes. Maybe it will end up being so trashy that I just can't watch it. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the level of something like Kill la Kill or anything, but still. It could still be pretty trashy. I don't know. Sometimes things are so trashy, they're actually kind of fun to watch, you know? It's like, this is bad, I know it's bad, but it's entertainingly bad. But this, so far, it's like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And that's the kind of thing that's keeping me from saying that I don't think it's for me. It's keeping me from saying that because there's enough to interest me, and enough that I'm just waiting to see how it's handled on before I can really say what I feel about it. The one thing I do know for absolute certain is I am very, very attracted to Nazi. Yeah. There is that. So, have fun with that, everyone watching. Have fun breaking that down for me. But anyway, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this? Like I said, we will continue this sometime down the line. It is a first impression, so whenever we can get to it. But there are things that I will probably get to first. Again, usually just depends on my mood when a new slot is going to open up, what I'm in the mood to get to. So let me know your thoughts, and thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.